All right, we are in the where are we? We're in the third anniversary tournament, and I'm on hole number one of the weekend round in the rookie division. Starting off, got in this bracket as soon as the tournament opened up, and Sunday afternoon, and starting off in 99th. So we'll dig our way up. So 99 and 99th place, perfect place to start. So I've got a little competition going on here with the Kings of Golf president, Mike Day. He's playing his account right now at the same time, and we're going head to head to see who can get the lowest score. And with this 99 account, the deal is that if you've got upper developed clubs, you can kind of standardize this hole and make it so you can get over there. I can't do that with these low level clubs. So the goal going in here, the minimum score is minus 24, and I'm looking for a minus 26. That's if I can pick up two holes on one side, but I have to pick up one somewhere. And hole number one is low percentage for me. Hole number three is you just need to get an eagle. Hole number 9 is a tough hole to get an Albion. And so that leaves us 6 holes here that we can try and pick it up. We do have an Albie shot here, and we've got some shots going in on these other holes. So I need to pick up 3 shots is what I'm looking for, is 3 shots on the minimum score. That's my goal. So let's go look at hole number 1. Just make sure I got it in my memory banks. I'm having to play these holes different with this account. So I'm going to take a Viper and a Katana. I want that side span. Viper and a Katana. Off we roll. Hole number 1, getting it started. Here we go. So I shot in my upper account, my 77 account, I shot a minus 26. I came in, I shot a minus 14 on the front and just could not get anything to drop on the back 9 and shot the minimum score for a minus 26. And the person at the top of my bracket was at minus 27 with an Albie. So I would have had to shoot a 28 in order to get them. This club hits 1.7 per ring. Up just a little bit more. I'm going to be blue ring off. That way I can put more side spin on. About 3 backspin. 2.9. It's 1.7 per ring. I'm going to do a 2 ring pull. Hitting perfect. See how close I can get. Close. Needed a little teeny bit more top, or a little less backspin. So I'd get a little bit farther throw, so I'd end up a little bit more to the right. This hole, this is why this is a tough hole. I'm always super close, but I've hit very few hole-in-ones. This hole's been out for a long time. I'm not sure if this is one of the original holes in the game or if it's one of the ones. They came out, originally they had holes. Some of these courses, they only had like 3 or 4 holes for them, like the Oasis. They only had like 3 or 4 holes, and then at a later date, they came in and filled them up. And I can't remember if this is one of the holes they filled up or if I remember correctly, this hole's been in the game since the beginning. So I have hit a couple of hole-in-ones on it, but it is super rare. Super. Just going to go out and play some one-on-one and have some fun in this account and see if I can play the minimum score. That's the whole deal with the low-level clubs, is trying to maintain minimum score to show you that you can do it with low developed stuff. I will say this, that it does help when you have lower developed clubs on some of these holes if you bring out bigger balls. So that's part of the game. ball management, not wasting your good balls during one-on-one play, learning how to play the game with a Marlin and go out there and win, learning the difference between how to play tournaments and how to play one-on-one to be successful, and go out there with a Marlin and just mop up and save your good balls for the tournaments. All right, good luck in the tournament. That was hole number 1. All right, we're on hole number 2 of the 3rd anniversary tournament. Let's go look at hole number 2. See if I can remember what hole number 2 looks like. All right, I'm doing the shot down here and I'm doing a rough bump. So with this account, I don't have enough to get. So I'm going to do the shot coming down here. And I'm going to do a rough bump. I'm going to take an extra mile. I want to take my accurate stuff. Viper, backbone. The Kingfisher doesn't have quite enough topspin to get me out. So if I have to do a rough shot, I'm going to have to do it with my runner. And it hits 66, so that's 1.7 per ring at max. I've got some numbers written down here. Let me make sure I have my runner written down. So it's 1.7, 3.0, and 3.4, depending on where it's at in its club. All right, I think that's the stuff. That's all I can muster. And I'm going to bring a Titan, the king of balls. And we're going to lay it up out there at the bottom. I'm trying to get as much distance as I can. The good thing with an extra mile 6 is I can't get so much distance that I take the rough bump out of play. But I can get in trouble in the sand right here or in this rough. So it's important to stay the heck away from that. I'm going to stay about 4 rings out there. 3, 4. It's 2.5 per ring, so it's, let's say, a ring and a little over a third. And that's all the curl I got. Hitting it perfect. Try and get it up there into my long iron range. And I definitely got it into my long iron range. So I'm going to be right towards minimum long iron. And for long iron, I brought a backbone. And minimum club is 2.4 per ring. And I think I want to hit towards min or mid club and not do any wind adjustment. Just hit towards the min, just hit the 2.1 per ring. That has a little bit of a built-in wind adjustment. That has a built-in wind adjustment into it. 0.25. Hitting it perfect. Nice shot. Uh-oh. As long as they brought a machete, they still got a really good shot from there. Okay, there's minimum club. So I'm right at min. Like I said, I'm going to hit mid club, which is 2.1 per ring. You go right at it. 2.1, 2.5. That leaves me 4 and a fifth. So I'm going to do 1 1/5 rings. Hitting it perfect. Give myself a look at it. Get in the hole. Right over the outside edge. I needed to do a little bit more of a wind pull right there. So I needed to do what I did plus 10%, plus 10%. Even though I was at minimum club, I did a mid number. So that was a pull right there. So I just need to add on a little bit more to that. If that had hit the flagpole, it was probably going too fast, but it would have been a good look at it. See if my opponent can get this backspin shot in. You never know about backspin shots. That's the thing. And they're always close. So you always get this sense that, that was an awesome shot, but they're always close. That's the deal. And when they go in, they're spectacular. So they burn into your memory banks. All right, in the cup. In the cup for birdie. Okay, so the hole, okay, you got to keep everything in perspective. So goal number one going in all these holes is that we want to make sure that we're shooting the minimum score. So when you get on a hole like this and you don't make the eagle, you got to keep it in perspective that the goal going in was to try and shoot the birdie. And we were trying to give ourselves a shot at the eagle, and I had a shot. And so I accomplished my goals. I just didn't get the break. So now we need to put that in our memory banks and forget about it and go to the next hole and do the same thing. My opponent is going to be extremely upset, or they're upset about the shot and they walked away from their device. They're going to be even more upset about that. Hole in it. Did not get it done right there. That is not good. That is no bueno. All right. Coming up out of the relegation zone in pro. All right, we're on hole number 3 of the 3rd anniversary tournament. Hold on one second. All right. Sorry about that. I was making sure I was trying to clear off some stuff because I'm uploading video at the same time I'm playing here. So trying to make sure I get as little lag as possible. All right, hole number 4 or hole number 3. Test number 1. This is our first test. It's our first test of the emergency broadcast system. So we've been taking this class, trying to learn how to shoot the minimum score, and this is and I came on this hole earlier in the week in one of the rounds, and I got on it, and I had the wrong clubs in my bag. I hit the drive absolutely dead perfect where it was supposed to be, and then did not have a big dog in my bag, and it cost me dearly. Bring in a berserker. Okay, that is all I need. If I need anything else in this bag, then we have bigger problems than the fact that I need something else. Hole number 3 right here. The goal here is it's one shot at a time, and you got to have 3 perfect shots. You need to have 3 shots where you execute 3 shots in a row. So I can tell you from playing real golf, it's all about going and putting holes together. You know, like you do good on a hole and then you have a couple bad holes, and then you do good on a hole and you have a couple bad holes. I mean, putting holes together where you hit 5 holes, 6 holes, 18 holes in a row where you put it together. And this hole right here is a test because you have to show that you can put 3 shots together. And there's a lot of different ways to get up there and get the deal. But I will tell you, you can get it done with especially if you have mid-level clubs, you can get it done with less than a power 5 ball. But if you really want to get an eagle on this hole, in my opinion, the answer is just bring a power 5 ball. If you've got upper developed clubs, lower developed clubs, a power 5 ball will help you out. There's no downside. Okay, I want to be 2 rings off of any transitional surface at the red line. I'm going to take the wind out plus 10%, so it's going to be 4.6, 2.5 per ring. That's 5, so we're a little shy. Let's say a ring and 3/4. Max curl, and that's max curl. Hitting it perfect. And trying to get out there to 400 yards. That's the deal. It's all just a pure setup shot, just trying to get as much distance as we can to get to 400 yards. And you can do this with a big topper. And you can get out there and you can get more yardage than that with a big topper. And thus you can bring a smaller power ball. But everybody out there has an extra mile, and you can get it done with an extra mile and a power 5 ball. It sets it up good for this rough bump. The more distance you can get out there, the better you can hit this rough bump. But there's as long as you can get, and I'm in the shallow part, 390 is like the red line lowest that you want to be. And I'm right down there by it. So this is where you have to string these 3 shots together. This test only has 3 questions. Max top spin. Yeah, I really want to get, you can see where that second bounce is. I really want to get right there. So I need to be, like there's max overpower. I need to be a couple rings into power. And I'm going to try and get up here towards the top where it's the narrowest, but I still want to leave myself enough room to hit a great to the right. I'm going to add on 10% to 2.9. It's 2.5 per ring, so it's a little over. I'm going to have to put on a little bit of overpower. Hit a great to the left. That puts me in a fatter part of the rough. So there's more of a chance that on this bounce, I'll get stuck. It's going to roll down to the bottom. And if I'm lucky, I'll hit the fringe. Yes. Excellent. All right. I put myself in a spot to be able to get the eagle, but I still have some serious work to do. So there's 3 questions on that test, and I passed the first 2 questions. So now let's see if I can get an A on my first test here. And my opponent's got the right club. They're at max distance. It's about 1.2 per ring. Not quite enough distance. They were off just a little to the left. All right, serious work here. Deep breath. A wind should not play a factor from this distance. Go right at it. Hit it great to the left. I might have missed that. I did miss it. Oh! Oh, passed the first 2 parts of the test and then failed the test. Oh my gosh. Oh, brutal. That is brutal. Brutal. And there is no making up for that. Because the whole deal is you're trying to pick shots up to get ahead. You can't afford to have to pick a shot up to cover a spot that you dropped one. That sinks you. You can't make any mistakes trying to get up to the top. It has to be the perfect minimum score. And then every other shot you can put in the bank. And dropping one of the shots off of minimum score is not acceptable. I could go there and not get the eagle. Or excuse me, go there and not get the Albie, but I can't afford to ever go there and not get the eagle. We'll forfeit. I was waiting to see if my opponent forfeited, and they didn't. Oh, that is brutal. I opened the door for Mike D right there to pick it up. And with this account, there's a lot of these holes that you don't have as good a look. You gotta play smart with it, and dropping that shot is brutal. All right, hole number 4. Got a shot at hole in one here. I'm playing this one a little different in this account because my club's not as accurate, so I'm not doing the rough bump. I'm going straight at it with a Viper. And a Katana. Here we go. Hole number 4. Hole number 4. Let's forget about anything that's happened up to this point and get back on track. Every hole is an opportunity. And I've got to start really concentrating on these holes. All right, we're in the 3 backspin maximum side spin. Look out. Going right towards the cup. It's 4-1. It's 1.7 per ring, so there's 3-4. That leaves me 6-7. That's a half a ring. I'm going to go just a smidgen over that. And I hit it great to the left. Oh! I'm on a great to the left trip today. And it went great to the right. To tell you how much that was off. And with that club, I need just a little teeny bit more backspin. Try and dial them in on the back. I've only played these holes with this account just in tournament play. So I played a qualifying round and I qualified that day. I take that back. I played a practice round. And then I played a qualifying round. And then I played the opening round. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 times I've looked at these holes, and I have no notes written down for this account other than club numbers. So my real goal is just to go out there and play and see how I do. I should be able to play these holes with the right clubs where I'm just like getting on the green and getting my birdie or eagle. That's why dropping a shot on the last hole is so depressing, because I play these holes forever. And not being able to get an eagle on there just absolutely sucks. All right. Hitting it perfect. It's what I needed to catch on the last hole in order for it to go in. Was it perfect? And so it's nobody to blame but myself not hitting a perfect shot. You're in the club that has the slowest back and forth, and you're at that distance where wind's not a factor. All you got to do is hit it perfect, and you're in the cup. You should be close enough that you could pick up a great to the left or the right and still be in the cup. But when you have a Firefly, that's the thing with the Firefly, is its base accuracy is not as good as a Rapier. And so sometimes with a Rapier, you can hit a great to the left or the right and it'll still go in the cup. But with that Firefly, when you've got lower developed stuff, the good news is that you have access to a Firefly. The bad news is that's not everything that a Rapier is. When you get a Rapier up, when you get that Inbringer up in levels up to 7, it becomes the club. I will forfeit. It's starting to rain outside, and it's pouring down rain and the sun's out. I love it. All right, what hole are we on here? We are on hole number 5, and I am down a stroke, so I am on a track. I have to pick something up here just to get me back on track. So I can't be thinking about doing anything but picking that shot up, and this is the spot. Let's just stop the bleeding right here. Trying to get out on that island. And with this account, I am using a big Tapa. And I want everything else in my bag to be backspin, even though I'm not using that Guardian. I want to have backspin stuff, and I'm going to take my Kingfisher because that's the range I'm trying to get into. I've got my castaway number. Let's see here. Castaway's at 2.6 per ring max. Machete's at 2.0. I'm either going to be a machete or Kingfisher range. That's the deal. I'm going to bring a Kingmaker. If I can get to that island, it'll help me on the shot going in. All right, here we go. Here we go. Need to pick up an eagle right here. Right here, right now. Here we go. Getting out on the course. Playing some golf clash. Hitting eagle, of course. Hey, hey, we're the kings of golf. And we're not messing around. We're kicking butt in tournaments. Let's see what they got here. I know I got to take the wind out, and I know I'm doing a max overpower shot. And I'm not interested in landing out here in this fairway. Ideal, this front fairway. Second, machete. Those are my two best options. Get all the top spin on. As much side spin as I can muster. Now 3 rings off. 3.7. It's 2.5 per ring. That's about a ring and a half. I'm going to take out just a little teeny bit more. Max. Hitting it perfect. See if I can bleed through and get up there on that front fairway. Just a bit short. Oh, okay. Machete. 3 per ring from that distance. Been in that spot before. And great to the left there, I would have been on. Great to the right would have been a little deeper into the rough. So with the backbone, now I have to engage a little bit of that hill over here with the Kingfisher if I make it out on the island. But the deal is that it's going in a forward moving direction. It's not as steep over there, like half as steep. And if you get that shot wrong where you draw too much off, you will very easily end up down there in big trouble. It's best if you can come at this with a club that's got max backspin and just get on it. Because really here it boils down to hitting. If you hit perfect, it's got a serious shot of going in the hole. And it's hard to see these blue. Okay, it's 3.0 per ring from this distance. So it's 1 ring. And they need to hit it perfect. Hit it great to the right. Great to the right. Right. It's been a great to the right, great to the left kind of day. I've hit a few shots perfect. I've gotten a little bit lucky today, but I haven't been on a perfect streak where you're hitting those shots perfect. You start hitting those perfect and you'll start sinking them. I mean, you're setting yourself up in the right spot. You're not going to get the results you're looking for if you're not hitting perfect. That's just the deal. I mean, you can know your numbers and you can know all your stuff and have everything going right. But if you don't hit perfect, you're not putting that stuff. You're not using all that stuff. You're setting it up for nothing. It's a draw. I will forfeit. I do not want to waste any hole-in-ones out here. I'm one shot away from a hole-in-one on any of these holes. I definitely do not want to waste it in those shootouts. I'll play the last couple. I may play hole number 1 if I get to it and I've got the right ball, just doing the rough bump. All right, that was hole number 5. All right, let's check out hole number 6 of the 3rd anniversary tournament. Hole number 6. Come on. Hey, are you going to give me grief? Hole number 6. All right, we have an Albie shot here. I need to pick up one to get me back on track for what I dropped. So I'm in one of those types of, and I'm going to take a big dog. This is a commitment because I don't have, my Viper hits so much shorter than my big dog. I can't rely on that distance. I need to bring out a big club. And I'm bringing out a 4-power ball. That's what I need right there. All right, so we're going to the red line, and we're about 2.5 backspin. I'm a little bit shorter with this quarterback than I am with my upper developed clubs, so I can probably get away with about 2 backspin. But I'm bringing a bigger club. Maybe 3 rings off. Max. I'm going to go right at 2 and a sliver of backspin. 3.7. 3.7. I'm going to do a little over 3.7, so maybe like a 5% pull. I need to bring curl to bring it back to the deepest part of the fairway. I hit it great to the left. I need to be, I think it's 277. No, it's the 300 here. It's 277 on another hole. So 300 is the minimum that we're looking for. You can get, on the last time I was at 308, and that's the deepest that I've ever been in that hole. And there was a little bit left. So you probably could be at like 310 and you're in trouble. So between 300 and 310, but 305 is kind of like as deep as I normally like to get into that. So anywhere between 300 and 305 is, in my opinion, perfect. Perfect range. This is a tough road to hoe over on that side. And they put themselves in a good spot. They're lower down. Even lower would have been better, but they brought a 3-power ball, so they helped themselves out. It's 2.5 per ring, and I am right at max club. I'm going to do just a little teeny bit more topspin, like 2 3/4. 3.7, 2.5 per ring, so that's about a ring and a half. And I have to hit this perfect. And I hit it great to the right. If I was going to hit it one way or the other and still have a shot, great to the right is better. It puts me in the sand, but great to the left puts me in the fairway. And with that little bit of topspin, it'll blow me way past. All right, I have to recover here. I have to recover. I failed my first exam. This is the midterm. And these par 5s, I like these par 5s because getting the minimum score on them is like you just go out there and execute. Normally I bring a Guardian on that hole and I don't try and get the Albie. I'm trying to actually get greedy here by getting the Albie instead of just going here and getting my Eagle. And that's actually foolish of me with this low level account. because I could come in with a minus 24 and have a serious shot at it if I just went out and played the way you're supposed to play with this account. Just a sliver smidgen of backspin. At this distance, wind will play a factor. It's going to move it off the cup, off the flagpole. Hitting it perfect. Oh, you got to be shitting me. Oh, yeah. 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 I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I may pause after this so that I can go cuss that out. That was, and that's the deal. You get a guy had 2 shots coming in on hole number 3 and hole number 6 here, having to do those short chip in shots, and missed with my Firefly to the left, and missed the cup for the eagle on hole number 3, and bounced off right there. That's brutal. Or bounced out. That's brutal. Wind did not play a factor, and I hit it right where I was aiming. So I had opened up a great to the left and a perfect. Good luck in the tournament. Dropping 2 shots on the front, so that puts me on a minus 10 for the front. That's like totally unacceptable. I'm gonna go and just start playing so that I can play, so that I can get the minimum score and not take any more risks on these holes. And that hole right there should have been a backspin, side spin, curl shot to just put me on the green, give me the thing, and not go for that. I would have played from fairway to green, make the putt, roll. All right, hole number 7. So now I'm 2 shots down, and there's no recovering from that. 2 shots down just to get back to 24. That's no good. I'm taking a katana, 2 Powerball. Backbone hits 1.4 per ring. Is that correct? 1.4. And I'm doing a 30% wind adjustment. 1 top spin. 1.4 per ring, 30% wind adjustment. And I want to aim right at it. It's 1 top spin. And a little laggy. Okay, 30%, that'd be 2.5, that'd be 7, that'd be 3.3. 1.4, there's 2.8. Leaves me 5. So we're about a third. It's about 2 1/3 rings. Hitting great to the left. Oh, jeez. Jeez. I will say I hit it great to the left earlier today, and it went in the cup. And I did the same exact thing. So I have no idea how that one happened earlier today. I hit a perfect shot, or I hit it great to the left, and it went in the cup. That is like right on that deal. I made a foolish mistake going into this with this account, trying to pick up some of those. And what I should have done was I should have just went out and played for the score, and just played for the minimum round, because minus 24 in this account, if you pick up 1 shot, you're way up at the top. But going out there and getting aggressive on those holes cost me the whole deal, and now it's too late. So coming into this tournament with a game plan, and my normal MO is that I just shoot for that minimum score, but I really felt like there was opportunities to go for some of those shots in these 2 par 5s. It's unbelievable. And the par 5s are on these particular par 5s, I feel like they're absolute eagles every time I play these holes. I played these holes and I have success on them all the time. So to drop 2 of those par 5s in a row is like, wow, that sucks. Brain fart. Birdie. Birdie. Going to a shootout. It's a draw. If I have the right club, no, I don't have the right club here. I'll be in between. I may be in between clubs. Can I work it out with that wind? I can. Okay, so I'm in quarterback. That's minimum club. It's 1.25 per ring. Say 1.3. 1.3 per ring. So there's 2.6. I'm going to go a third of a ring. Hitting it perfect. See if I can get that sucker to go in the cup. Close. It's taken a regular adjustment. Earlier in the practice round, for whatever reason, I was having to move it forward a little bit in order to catch, and it might have just been from wind direction. But right now, it seems like it's just playing where, like, whatever the adjustment is, wherever you're at in the club. So if you're in your driver, it's minimum, and if you're in your wood, it's max. But it seems like if you're in your wood and it's max, but you have a headwind, you have to put a little bit of that wind back into it. If it's a tailwind, you don't. See if my opponent can catch it up there. I think I got him. Got him with the rough bump. Good luck in the tournament. All right, at least I feel like a winner on that hole. Making it out of the relegation zone for pro. All right, that was hole 7. Hole number 8 of the 3rd anniversary tournament. This hole right here for my upper developed count is a must eagle hole, but here it's a little, I can put myself in the perfect spot to get an eagle, and I'm going to lay myself up over here. I'm not going to try and get up there. I'm going to lay myself up, and I'm going to try and run it up there and get it to the cup. I'm going to do the bounce over with a kingmaker, or with a kingfisher. Let's see what my short irons. I could do the rough bump with the runner. Let's see what the runner's ball guide's 3-2 versus the kingfisher's 3-4. I could try and run it up there and do a rough bump with the runner. I think that's what I'm going to do. So it's 66. I've got my numbers here: 1.7, 3.0, 3.4. And I'm going to do a 10% adjustment. So let's make sure I've got what I need. I'm going to use a QB. And I'm going to bring a kingmaker. That'll help me out on the drive. It'll give me some side spin to get out to where I want to get. And then that'll help cut the wind down on the second shot. I'm just going to lay it up out here and do what I should have did on hole number 6. I should have just went there with my level 1 guardian and went and got my eagle and just moved on and not tried the risky shot to get the albie, because I have to take that shot with a big dog or a horizon. And the thing there is that I'm going to get up there as far as I can. 2-3. I'm going to do a 2-5 pull. It'll get me a little bit farther away from that sand or that rough. Max curl. Isn't it perfect? Putting myself out there in the fairway and just laying it up. And that should put me, I'm not sure where I'll be at in my club here. Probably towards max club. 1.7 per ring. I'm doing a 10% wind adjustment. I need coffee is what I need. My opponent's trying to get through the rough. If you can get over to the other side over there, you got a serious look at it. And I wouldn't mind taking these rough shots with the machete that's in this account, except for the fact that my machete doesn't have very good ball guide at its level. And so it's hard to dial it right up to the cup. Okay, there's max club. I don't know if I can do the rough bump. So I'm going to do the bounce over. Didn't get quite enough distance on it. One backspin. I'm going to go right at it. I'm going to do 2-1 plus 10%. It's 2-3. It's 1.7 per ring. So that leaves me 5. That's around a third. A little shy of a third. Isn't it perfect? That was perfect. Woo! That's what I'm talking about right there. Picked up one of the shots that I stupidly dropped. That's what I'm talking about. That's the thing about over there is if you put yourself over there, you'll have a shot to go in every time. And you can dial that in. Whereas when you take the shots trying to get on and one, if you're in the rough, it could be inconsistent. Now, if you're close up here, you still have a great shot. So but with this lower developed account, that shot out there gives me a shot every time. I do have a shot at Albie on hole number 9. It's not the best Albie look in the world, but I do have an Albie shot on that hole, and I've been really close. I think I know the spot to set it up in to increase my odds. Good luck in the tournament. All right, that was at least stopping some blood flow, but I'm still one down, so I need to go into the back 9, not having to pick anything up to cover myself for the front. So I really do need an Albie right here on hole number 9. Let's go look at it just make sure. Layup, going at it with the big dog, quarterback. QB, big dog. Those are the only things I need other than a berserker. QB, big dog. If it takes anything more than that, I'm in big trouble. Let's get a slot going. Picking up 22 commons. $22 common cards. Do that 12 times a day, and you're every day replenishing your cards for your prism chest. All right, I go first. Max backspin. Max side spin. Where does that put me out there? I don't like that. It's a little too far. So with this account, it's at 21. It's right at 20. 4-4. I'm going to do 4-7. A little bit of curl to bring it back into the deeper part of the fairway. Hitting it perfect. .281. 277 is like right there at the minimum. So that'll put me where I have probably like a full ring with my big dog out into the zone. I want to be about 3 miles an hour plus I need to be about 4 miles per hour into this fairway area. See if they can get up there. Nicely done. Got that little boost at the end. I know people heading through the rocks ending up in nice spots out here. I'm just out there. Max. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to be on the orange ring off. And then that zone right there. So I'm going to leave 1 mile per hour in. So I'm going to take out 1 ring. Just want to hit it perfect. Oh, and I hit it great to the right. Oh! Great to the right does 2 things. Number 1, it puts me way down there where I'm close to clipping that rough. Because the ring sets are off here. So like if you hit a great to the left or the right, it's 2.5 miles per hour. That's huge. And so I almost clipped that rough down there. That's why that great to the right. I've been leaving it more towards the center, and I end up to the left of the cup. So I was trying to eke in a little closer towards